Welcome back. Today I'm taking a look at the Muzen Cyber Cube Premium portable Bluetooth speaker. Let's check it out. So this is everything the Cyber Cube comes with. Of course, an owner's manual and a USB Type A to Type C charging cable. But now I'll give you guys a close-up of the Muzen Cyber Cube Premium here, Fidget Spinner and all. And while you guys are checking this out, let's go over some of the specs. So it has a built-in 3.7 volt, 1000 milliamp hour battery that's charged through a USB Type-C port on the side of the speaker. There's a 4 ohm 5 watt loudspeaker, and that gives the Cyber Cube a total amplifier power of 5 watts. The frequency response here is 80 Hz to 18 kilohertz, and it has Bluetooth 5.0. Alright, so the dimensions are 60.8 by 41.2 by 77.9 millimeters. And it weighs about 245 grams. So a little over a year ago, I did a review on the Muzen Wild Mini here. And if I hold these up side by side, they're basically identical other than a few aesthetic changes. And you can see that here on the front of the speaker, all the control features are in the same place. And then there's the top right there. There's the side, the back, so you can see it's basically the exact same speaker. But now on the Cyber Cube Premium, it now has a very gimmicky fidget spinner here and its own LED light show. Now I do like the LED light show, but when it comes to this fidget spinner right here in front of the driver, I just have to scratch my head. I'm not really sure why this exists. Yes, I know Muzen is advertising this as a palm-sized Bluetooth speaker, which, as you can see, it does fit nicely in the palm of your hands. So I guess they figured while it's in the palm of your hands, you can just fidget spin this little dial right here, but honestly, the execution is pretty bad. It's a little bit goofy to do this with your thumb. But when it comes to the actual speaker itself, just like its older brother, the Wild Mini here, I do like it. So the body itself is extremely rugged. This thing is solid. It's like a little tank. And I believe I said the same thing about the Wild Mini here, and that hasn't changed. It just feels like a solid brick when you're holding it in your hands. And since it's basically the same body as the Wild Mini, the Cyber Cube Premium maintains this mechanical dial right here, which is one of my favorite features of the Cyber Cube. It's a metal rotating mechanical dial right here, and yes, it is clicky. Right next to that is your power/Bluetooth button, so if I hold it down, it will activate the Cyber Cube. There we go. And now you can get your first look at the Cyber Cube's LED light show, and that light show is controlled with this button right here, right above the mechanical volume button. There is 5 modes, so you can cycle through those modes just by short pressing this button right here on the top, or if you want to, you can just hold it down and it turns the light show right off to save battery power. Now, if you hold this toggle switch up, it'll activate Bluetooth, or if you hold it down, it'll activate the flashlight on top. Now there's 3 modes on this flashlight. That's high. If I click it again, that's low. And then one more time, it should activate the SOS mode. Now right here is a toggle switch. This will skip forward a track. This will skip backwards a track. And then this button right here, if you press it, it'll make that same noise as the Wild Mini. This will play and pause the music. Now right here under this flap is the USB Type-C charging port. Now my original Muzen Wild Mini here has a micro USB port right here, which that's a nice upgrade to go from micro to Type-C. Now since I got this during the Kickstarter campaign, I'm not really sure if they upgraded the Wild Mini to USB Type-C in the last year or so, but I'm just saying my version, the one that I have right here, is micro USB. And also I mentioned that the Cyber Cube Premium here is Bluetooth 5.0, which is the exact same as the Wild Mini here, so I'm surprised they didn't give us the latest in Bluetooth technology and just gave us the 5.0. But honestly, Bluetooth 5.0 is plenty for the speaker here, and I'll let you guys know why right after the sound test. And just to round out some of the features here, it does maintain that same carabiner/lanyard attachment right there on the top. And you can see the flashlight does have an LED indicator right dead center to indicate that the speaker is on. Now the Cyber Cube does come in 2 different colors, a white and gray. Obviously this is the gray. And it comes in 2 different versions, the standard version and the premium, which I have right here that comes with the Fidget Spinner. Now it's only rated IPX5, which means the dust proofing wasn't rated. And the 5 means it can resist low pressure water jets. So basically it's just rainproof. So at IPX5, you can definitely not submerge this underwater. All right, so now let's get into the sound test or sound example. I'm gonna have this about 3 feet from my microphone right here. And I'm actually gonna put it on a little leather coaster right here just to get it up off the table. Now, first off, I'll play a song at 25%, 50, 75, and 100%, just so you can see what those different volumes sound like. And then right after that, I'll play a few songs right at 50%, and I'll start adjusting the volume throughout those songs. So let's start here at 25% and go. Get to my final thoughts on the Cyber Cube here. First off, it's plenty loud. Even at 75%, this is way louder than my Sony XB13, which really isn't saying much actually. The point is, it's plenty loud, especially for just this small little palm-sized Bluetooth speaker. So those sound examples that I just played at 75 to 100% didn't sound that bad actually. But in the real world, real music that I had to listen to off camera, thanks copyright infringement laws, when I listened to rock and hip hop through the Cyber Cube, at 50%, everything sounded very, very clear. It still maintained clear separation between the lows, mids, and highs, which is pretty impressive for a small little driver in this tiny little body here. So this small driver could still handle rock music at 50%, but when it got to 75 or to 100%, that's where things got a little bad. And by bad, I mean the lows and the mids got very distorted. They sort of blended together. It just didn't sound good to me. And at 100%, the highs highs and the voices in the mid-range sounded a little bit hollow, and I know I use this word a lot. It got a little tinny, and what I mean by tinny, it's like when you have a tin can and you tap on it, it sounds a little bit hollow and metallic. That's what I mean by tinny. And when you're talking in terms of speakers, that's not a good thing. What's happening is this driver is just trying to do too much with rock and hip hop at those high volumes, especially when a heavy guitar kicks in or heavy bass kicks in. This little speaker at high volumes just can't handle it. But at 50% or under, I think it does a great job. Next, when I played classical music through the CyberCube here, even at 100%, I think it sounded fantastic. Classical music where it's just a piano or a piano and violin, there's nothing really there to overwhelm this small driver, so it doesn't really distort the music. I think it sounds great. And basically the same with lighter country music, meaning just acoustic and a drum and a singer. I think this speaker can still handle that, even at 75% up to 100%. So if you listen to lighter music, classical, acoustic, anything like that, I think you'll be pretty happy with this speaker. But for everybody else, that just limits the speaker to 50% volume and under. So if you're somebody that likes to listen to their music on low volumes and want a palm-sized speaker, such as the CyberCube, this could probably work out for you pretty well. Like I said, it does sound decent, it sounds good, but would I recommend this to an audiophile? No. But overall, I think the CyberCube here is a decent little speaker. I think this thing is built to last. It's built like a tank. It has one of my favorite volume controls on any one of my speakers, this little mechanical dial right here. I love the addition of the new LED light show right here, but once again, I'm just not a fan of this fidget spinner here. I like that it has a USB Type-C charging port. I just wish they gave us the latest in Bluetooth technology instead of 5.0. And when I said earlier that Bluetooth 5.0 was just fine for the speaker, because I really don't recommend this speaker at over 50% volume. So that means you just have to be closer to the speaker to hear it anyway. So that's why I said 5.0 is okay, even though I think it still should have the latest in Bluetooth technology. And now let's get to the price. The Muzen Cyber Cube Premium, this version that I have right here, is $160. The CyberCube Standard without the fidget spinner right here is $130. So obviously I'm going to recommend the standard version over the premium version because I just don't see the need to have this fidget spinner, especially when you can save $30. But now let's compare the CyberCube Premium right here at $160 to my favorite Bluetooth speaker at the moment at least, the Bose SoundLink Flex at $150. So you can get one of the better sounding Bluetooth speakers on the market right now at $10 cheaper. Or at $130, you can get a JBL Flip 6, or at the exact same price, a Sony XB33, which has far superior sound quality than the CyberCube here. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. What do you think of the Muzen Cyber Cube Premium? Now if you want to check this out for yourself, I will leave links down below in my description box. But if you did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. And go!